any one of those guys right now, and I've drank a 6-pack.
What? You're wearing Crocs!
My 40 time is better than any of them.
Erroneous!
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 Erroneous on all accounts!
I've never been more sure of anything in my life.
How'd I do?
13-5.
Final quarter, here we go, baby!
CD for the CD!
And I'm going for 2.
Woo!
I don't know why my safety was just playing off so far.
Tackle him!
Yeah, well, I might be a boomer, but you sound like a pipsqueak. You don't even know how old I am.
No!
You little shit. You didn't win the game, I lost it!
Make sure you know where he is, because he understands how to
Call
get
that a
open
throw?
in key situations.
I might be old, but at least I don't still piss my pants.
Protect you and your loved ones with CRACKEMIFYOUGOTEM.
Ever heard the game marry, kill? Okay, like, yeah, I'm gonna give you 3 people, and you're gonna decide who will you marry, who will you who will you kill?
Okay.
Jerry Jones, Dak Prescott, and Tony Romo.
Marry Jerry. He's got all the monies. Probably Tony. Dak Prescott. Gotta kill him.
I'm gonna Romo.
She's gonna with Romo.
I'm gonna marry Dak.
She's gonna marry Dak.
I'm gonna kill Jones.
She's gonna kill Jerry Jones. Who will you marry, kill between Jerry Jones, Dak Prescott, and then Tony Romo?
I'm out.
Jerry Jones,
you.
So Jerry?
Jerry Jones, you.
Okay.
You.
Who will you marry, Dak Prescott or Tony Romo?
Tony Romo. Tony Romo.
So that means you would kill Dak?
Yes.
Marry Dak, kill Jerry Jones,
Jerry Jones, poor Jerry.
Tony Romo.
Why not? He's probably one of the best commentators, announcers on the game right now.
Tony Romo? That's mine. That's mine.
Jerry Jones, right now. Right now.
You heard it here, guys. You heard it.
We need trash can.
Oh, here we go.
AJ, you have to sleep in this for the night. Yeah. Football we already got. AJ's trying to take a piss right now. Trash can.
Stickers.
Stickers.
Couple stickies.
Couple stickies.
Yes.
So we got a trash can. We're gonna go test it out in the toy aisle.
You're not getting it first.
First try.
He's not getting it. Give these guys a shot. They'll win a jersey if they get it. Oh. None of us made it. Come on, Dad. You get a free Cowboys jersey if you get it. None of us have made it. Dad's going for a shot. Come on, let's get it. Oh, that was the closest one.
Felt like the closest.
That gross? Yeah. We all missed it, so don't worry about it. We missed it. You guys going to the game tomorrow? Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
Us too.
Not only are we giving away 3 jerseys for whoever can toss a football into that can, we're also going to be leaving the can so someone can take that home too.
Look, there's still cracking seeds always right set.
Super Bowl!
Hey, guys, what are you doing here?
Game day, baby.
Game day, baby! Woo!
Kickoff's a month away.
Yeah, but we gotta get our reps in.
Yeah, they train, we train. Crack 'em, bro.
No, it's 7:30 and it's a Wednesday.
Road pop.
Oh! No, I'm going to work and I'm driving. Get out of my car. Crackers, you got him.
Super Bowl! Super Bowl! Super Bowl!
Let's get it.
Guys, can we just get one? I mean,
Let's just get one. Doing the mojo moment. We got Dak Prescott in there. What they do is they're running one play, and then right after they just kick a field goal. TP20 to the
out
outside.
to the left, gets tackled
Swallowed
behind the
up.
line by Micah. Micah and his gang.
The linebacker.
Linebacker gets.
So they're going to come back out. Again, it's going to be Aubrey. He missed his first field goal
Was it
attempt.
short or left?
Aubrey missed left. Let's see if he can put it through this time. It is
Short!
short.
What the f?
0 for 3.
That was like a 50-yard field goal.
Oh, was it?
That was a 50-yard attempt.
Yeah, but it needed to be 54 yards.
I mean,
that's 0
you
for
still
3.
you gotta at least get the distance.
Go for 2.
You know, get the distance.
Just go for the first down conversion. Kicking is still a big problem.
Yeah, you're gonna run into those, and it's the distance though. Accuracy, okay, you can miss that from 50. I'll give you that. But if you're not hitting it, if you're not kicking it 50 yards,
So the issue right now, that was the third mojo moment and the third missed field goal attempt. Going to run out here, and TV Tristan Viscano is going to go for his second attempt.
you gotta go through all the motions, okay?
Yeah. So what they're doing, they're running the kicking team off. They're practicing in a last-minute situation, having the kicking team try to get out there in time to kick a game winner. There's been no game winners kicked yet.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately. Here it is, though. Let's go, Tristan!
Come on!
Here we go.
This would be like a 50-yard
He's
field goal.
He's hitting this. He's hitting this. Yeah,
What
they're-
practice is for? Make your mistakes and then correct them.
He's going to crank this one. He's going to boot it, and that one is
Far left.
wide
Far left!
Wide left.
Distance. He's got the distance.
I mean, I don't even know why I'm surprised anymore. Yeah.
So we just lost 4 games on game-winning kicks.
Crosby's available, right?
Yeah, I
someone.
think so. I think.
Got to get someone. So yeah, he spikes it. Let's
And
get
bring
Aubrey,
Aubrey back out.
Aubrey out for hopefully his first made field goal. 1. Here it is. Let's
We
get it.
Guys, can we just get one? I mean,
Let's just get one. Come on, Obs. Brandon? What's his first name? I mean,
Aubrey.
Aubrey.
I mean, he's kicking from the.
That's a nice kick. He got under it. That's good. That's one. That's one. That was a nice kick.
I don't think he has much leg though.
Now
I mean,
just-
80, 50
No,
yards,
that
he's
was
gonna
not.
make it.
Now
That
just
was
do
not.
that
like
every
48
other
max.
time.
Yeah, that was almost short.
Yeah.
But hey,
That barely
you know what?
hit, but
I'm
counts.
gonna take it. I'm gonna take it.
What you just did, just rinse and repeat.
Rinse and repeat. Okay, is this-
TV lining up. He's 0-4-2 right now. This is his third attempt. Kicks it and
Wide left.
By,
Get him off, get him off
This
the
is-
field.
Go for 2.
this is looking not good.
Well, I mean, look.
I mean, at least it's not windy.
I'm going back to the car. I'm getting my jersey. I'm going in.
Yeah,
his
yeah.
boots is
Hey,
in.
at this point, Boots.
His nickname's
Going in.
Boots. His nickname is Boots. He's
For a
got to be
reason,
good
yeah.
at
I'm
kicking.
going in. I mean, I can't do any worse. Can't
Yeah,
do any
yeah,
worse.
no
I
doubt,
gotta
dude.
practice my kicking.
Yeah, get your
Oh
kicking
my
game.
Get my
God.
jersey on.
John Stevens Jr. JSJ.
That little bastard! We are believers!
Shelby.com.
Let's go, Cowboys!
Baby. To be quite honest, I've not seen enough of our boys out on the field who I want to see. So let's go. We've got fucking 1/2 left.
Be a fucking Eagle. So I wrote back, well, Jalen Hurts wants to be a Cowboy. Like, he...
Yeah, did you show him the picture?
Exactly. Like, what are you going on about? These guys get drafted. That's their allegiance. They want to get fucking paid.
They could have had Micah.
They could have.
They could have had
They
Micah.
picked, exactly.
They traded them. Do you remember they
They
traded
traded with us.
With us.
With us.
Yeah. We were back 13. You came up to 10.
And gave us Micah.
Thank you. You
to be practicing. We're supposed to be practicing. It's supposed to be fun.
I can't see the fact that I get it. Jalen Hurts had a great season last year. For me, before I crown him the best quarterback in the NFL or the best person that's ever been in the NFC East, I need to see at least another season of him doing it. Like, I remember the same shit with Carson Wentz.
I need to see 16 games.
I need to see one. I need to see him beat Dak Prescott. He's never beat Dak Prescott. Never. I need to see it. Get it.
Toby.
That's Toby. Toby, I'm telling you. WR4. That's Tolbert. That's Tolbert. Get that first down. First down. I'm a massive Tony Romo fan, right?
Cowboys kicking now. Start the score. We're down. We're not caring about the score. We want to see some fucking action, baby. We want to see some fucking plays. And right now, I don't like what I'm seeing. I'm going to be honest. I do not like what I'm seeing. That really throws a wrench. Just throw the fucking ball! Just throw the fucking...
Boosh.
We back.
And we back.
And we back.
Boop boop boosh.
Oh, what's this one?
I don't know what's going on there, but Poppy likey.
I like it because we back, baby. We so fucking back.
We back.
Crack 'em if you got 'em, son.
Crack 'em if you got 'em.
son.
Let me just finish that slide.
Get it, slide,
Then let
slippy
me
slide.
also
Get it in you. Crack 'em if you got 'em.
'em.
Trifecta, guys. Trifecta on this Wednesday night with the Bandwagon Boys and your boy, at best. Cowboys coming off a big George W. versus the lowly Carolina Panthers. But, guys, I'm feeling good. I always feel good off of a Cowboys win.
What's the best feel? Has it been the best feeling, in a Cowboys win that you've had all season, or like?
I'm thinking I'm past the point. Like, I'm happy the day of the game because we're drinking, and then the day after, I'm like, oh yeah, that's pretty sweet that they won. But then I start reading. I start reading about draft pick sliding and how we shouldn't be reading games, and I kind of go on this roller coaster of wanting the Cowboys to win to then kind of being upset that they won to then back to wanting them to win to.
I'm okay with the trajectory.
Kind of on a roller coaster right now.
Yeah, there's no way that the Cowboys as an organization are already moving on and looking at next season. You're seeing that with the moves that they're making because I believe today, unless I was just stoned out of my tree and I was just making this up, but I believe D-Law went on IR, or was that?
I think he was just always on IR still.
Well, sorry.
Oh, like season ending IR.
Ending the season, yeah, because
we'd have to dive into that. I don't know. I didn't see that.
And anyways, just like
if they did put him on season ending IR, yeah, then they're shutting her down.
But so you just couple that with a couple of the other moves, like say not playing Lance, etc., and that's where I think the office is heading. But you're not going to get the players to go in that direction.
Dallas Cowboys to shut down DeMarcus Lawrence for the rest of 2024 season. So you weren't just in a stoned coma of Cowboys news. You might have still been in a stoned.
He was for sure in the stoned.
Well, you can't say that I wasn't, but you can say the news was correct.
The news was correct. So they're shutting D-Law down. He will not return this week. The main page that has it, they posted it 4 hours ago. I don't know how.
Oh, Diggs was the other guy I was thinking about.
Yeah, and Diggs they shut down. I don't know how reliable this. It's on 105.3 The Fan. So, yeah, I mean, by the looks of it, the 32-year-old began working in the rehab group on the sideline at Cowboys practice on November 21st. He made enough progress for the Cowboys owner and general manager Jerry Jones to declare on November 29th that they more than likely would be getting Lawrence back against the Cincinnati Bengals on December 9th.
Mm-hmm.
But then he sat out last week against Carolina. They might be shelving him for the rest rest of the week or rest of the season, boys.
And
That's kind of sad. That might be the last time you might not see D-Law in. There's a very realistic chance that you don't see D-Law in a Cowboys jersey next year.
well, yeah, because this was the last year of his contract.
I don't know if it was the last year, but as far as money goes and just his age, he's 32. He's dealt with injuries. He's had back injuries. He's had this Liz Frank injury. He might be a cap casualty, man, come into next season. And that could really put high up on the list. And I know we're getting off topic and kind of jumping around a little bit, but that could really put on the list of what's a need in the first round when the Cowboys draft. Like that, if D-Law's gone, I put defensive end, edge rusher right near the top of needs.
Well, here's the thing: is D-Law's 2025 year is void, and he is an unrestricted free agent next season.
So he's
33 years old,
unless he comes back on an extreme
there is
team-friendly deal.
Exactly. There's he has got about $7.4 million still paid to him for the Cowboys next season, the dead cap there. So I think that's how that works. But either way, you could maybe throw that in his face. Hey, come on, we're already paying you a little bit.
Sweeten the pot a little bit.
But yeah, I agree. Defensive end. I mean, we had I threw in the chat today when you shared a linebacker. What was his name? Actually, at first when I looked at it, it had I looked up the guy's name, and there's a boxer with the same name. So I see him, and he looked like he could be a football player in his photo, right? And then I look at his size. I'm like, he was 5'8", 187 pounds.
You're like, that can't be the guy.
I'm like, okay, well, maybe Ant's looking at him as like
my linebacker,
a safety hybrid. I don't know.
No, I was looking at Jalen Walker from the Georgia Bulldogs in the college football playoffs this year. He just won the Dick Butkus Award for best college football linebacker. Very likely to be hanging around right where the Cowboys are drafting. So he's a big, menacing player, 6'3", 245 pounds. Fast, athletic, hits hard. Like he would be very exciting to add to the rotation of a defensive end, edge rusher type guy.
And my point I was getting at was after the last two drafts and the positions that we drafted and where we drafted him, I expected, okay, maybe this season it'll be really easy for us to know our first, second, and third round picks, right? Like we're gonna have our obvious holes, and that'll be that. Well, it just hasn't really turned out that way. We still are looking for a defensive tackle or long-term solution. We have been able to pick up a couple Band-Aids, and then all of those other fun pieces, the wide receiver, the WR2, maybe even a two-headed monster running back scenario, which would be nice. But
it's funny. Since CanFan's been in existence for drafts, we've asked for the same thing.
That's what I'm saying.
Defensive end, wide receiver 2, and running back.
It felt like this year was going to change, and then when I wrote what I thought we were going to do, I was like, this is
Groundhog Day.
Yeah, it's just the same needs over and over again. Mind you, it's smart to say take an offensive tackle or defensive lineman in every draft as high up if they're just so valuable.
And you look at injuries like this year. Offensive line decimated. Same with the defensive line. Ad jumped up and was fixing the camera, so I didn't get to ask you guys, how the fuck are you boys doing today?
I was writing in a battle.
Yeah, you went in. You saw that you were zoomed out.
I'm in a chat battle.
Oh,
You're in a chat battle. Well, give us some details. So I need you're in a chat battle.
Okay, so chat battle.
Sorry, Daddy's in a chat battle.
Cody Morgan says, you guys huff more of that Jerry Jones dementia gas or delusional gas more than anyone in the fan base. I wish I had the stuff you guys breathe in to keep believing in this dog shit team can make the playoffs.
Cody,
so
we just started the show.
We haven't even.
No, it's
straight off the title, right? Straight off the title. So then
I think it's because the title.
Well, that's what it is, but that's good.
Hey.
Good. Hey,
and it's mathematically true.
And then I told him to settle down. I shouldn't say battle. I told him to settle down.
Cody, it's called math. There's still a mathematical chance the Cowboys. We never said we
Cody.
And yes, we are all on laughing gas right now.
Cody, we appreciate it. We appreciate you showing up and letting us know how much you hate us. And I do agree. I want some laughing gas too.
Especially Jerry Jones's. I guarantee that's some of the good stuff.
He's on it all night.
Oh yeah,
that's how he sleeps.
That's how he wakes up.
He's
That's
just
why
laughing.
sometimes when he looks like he hasn't had his dementia gas, He looks disheveled.
But
Cody came in swinging.
Yeah, but Cody, we're trying to put together a little story here. It starts with the intriguing title, that hook line title, that clickbait title.
And we're not going to be upset when someone comes in hot and heavy like Cody Morgan. He's wanting to hear our take on it. He does come back after a couple back and forths, and the back and forths are me just telling him to settle down.
Yep.
And then he says, I should say the same for you. And then I say, and he says, I thought I did.
Oh, shit.
It's been very, very...
like a middle schooler texting fight.
Hey, you know what?
You said. No, you said. No, you said. But then he goes, all I'm saying is we shouldn't be getting excited over a team that if they make the playoffs, they ain't
Playoffs.
Like, yeah.
No. Dude, agreed. We're having fun. Love it. Love the segue that you've helped us with here. And also,
I also refuse to be doom and gloom.
Exactly. I think at the end of the day, we're going to have a lot of time to talk about drafts. So I'm glad we had that little step in there. And
Cody to bring us back down to earth a little bit.
I'm doing well as well.
Also too as well.
But I'm on this. You mentioned earlier we're on this roller coaster.
Yeah.
And Adam, I wonder if you feel the same way. I'm like,
yes,
when
yeah.
No, when I watch the games, I want to see a victory, but the losses don't hurt as much.
No, like
that's all it is.
And even the win, it's not like we were super jazzed about it. It's like, okay, and then you look, okay, well, we dropped now from 11th pick or 12th pick to 14.
12 to 14.
But again, I've been battling a little bit, and I'll just quickly say this. I've been battling a little bit on Instagram with people, and they're like, well, we keep losing draft picks. And then I rally off 10 players, good players that the Cowboys picked between picks 10 and 30. So it's like, just because you don't get a top 10 pick doesn't mean you're not able to get a good player.
The other thing is in Cowboys fashion, they're not going to pick the person that everybody else is telling you that they should pick.
It's going to be
if you were in the top 10.
They're going to reach. So it's better that it's not a bad place. Like I was saying when we had our boy Nate Dogg on the live stream. I don't mind the Cowboy. I think it was Nate.
It was.
JK.
It was someone that wasn't at me.
Yeah. just a fucking shadow in the corner. But I don't mind the Cowboys not having a top 10 pick. And the reason is because that's where all the shiny objects are that you just have to grab if they're there. And also you're paying a lot more. Once you get to 11 and past, the price for them for 5 years becomes extremely more reasonable. And also, you're still going to get a good player, like you mentioned, and you're not going to be forced into it being like, well, we don't need this player, but he's too good to pass up on. And you're right. I don't think the Cowboys do that.
Yeah, look what Ant's doing right now. Ant's doing some.
Well, I'm just looking.
I know. I'm just every time that's why you told us to leave us. Leave it there.
Having our draft board up has been very helpful, and I want to keep it up until the next draft because I have been able to reference it.
Oh yeah,
but just looking at the top 10 picks. Like, I'll read out the top 10 picks that went last year. Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, Drake May, Marvin Harrison Jr., Joe Alt, Malik Neighbors, J.C. Latham, Michael Penix, Roma Dunze, and J.J. McCarthy. That's the top 10. It's like nothing that minus maybe Jaden Daniels. No name on that board, really. I mean, Malik Neighbors possibly, but it's not like none of those are like, oh, my God, we didn't get them unless you were in the quarterback looking for a quarterback. But if the Cowboys say we're 10th there, you didn't miss out on anything really in the first 9. There's still going to be a couple quarterbacks gone. Okay, we're doing draft talk. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm getting a sidetrack.
I didn't want to stop you, but no.
And then we got
look. That's where hey Cody. That's where our head is. We're already fucking.
Well, that's what we talk about now. It's like, well, we can't fully get into draft talk just yet because season's still on.
I messaged our group chat at 2:35 a.m. that video of Jalen Walker saying, this is who I want at 14. Because I'd woke up, dropped a deuce, and then I was kind of awake, and then I was just on
rolling.
Yeah, just scrolling.
A midnight deuce.
I had KFC yesterday, buddy.
Ooh, that's real.
Oh, yeah.
Through you.
KFC has a 6-hour limit inside you.
Totally.
Yeah.
Like,
outside of the little battle, Cody Morgan just says, I make it sound like we're having a
I know.
fight, but we're not.
You have to get on chat and see this.
Yeah, he just says, I'm not doom and gloom every year. It's just the offseason kind of opened my eyes, which is exactly
hell
right.
yeah.
I think he did.
I think we're all, no matter how, you can't stop it. Your eyes are being peeled open like that movie, whatever it's called.
Eyes Wide Shut. No, Clockwork Orange.
No, yeah, that. But I was thinking of the one where he's like, look, and they
Oh, the one with Sandra Bullock. when
yeah,
he's like holding the
Bird Box.
Bird Box.
Oh, I haven't watched that. I've never watched
What?
Bird Box yet.
That's not bad.
But here's the truth, guys: the Dallas Cowboys do still have a shot.
This is it. Is
Oh!
this that's legit? What it is?
Yes.
0.1% chance. Because, like we said, you have to give them something. Because if all of these things that are not probably going to happen, then yes, the Cowboys would get in. And we're going to look at those right now. First of all, shout out to Mauricio Rodriguez from A
to Z Sports.
A to Z Sport. I was gonna say
Are you
AT
are you the new me?
I was gonna say AT
No, it would have been awesome if you said AT-Oz.
No,
AT-Oz.
I'm hooked on
AT-Oz.
phonics, Alex. Fuck, I can't even say
You
it.
can't even fucking say it.
All right, well, in true CanFan fashion, we'll kind of give a little skip through here to the points,
Till
right?
we see the meat of it.
We want to see the meeting.
Oh, while you're kind of scrolling, the main one for me is if the Commanders beat the Eagles this weekend. So the Commanders play early. I believe they play the Eagles at the 10 a.m. game. If the Commanders beat the Eagles on Sunday, the Cowboys are eliminated. If the Cowboys lose on Sunday, they're eliminated.
Yeah,
right.
If the Commanders lose and the Cowboys win, they're still technically not out.
That's for this weekend.
That's for this weekend.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
it kind of dummies it down pretty easily. If the Commanders somehow beat the Eagles Sunday morning, it's irrelevant what the Cowboys do. And if the Cowboys lose on Sunday night, it's game set match for the postseason talk.
Well, Mauricio says it's not zero, the chance. It's pretty close to zero, and a lot would have to happen. And I think we're gonna.
So yeah, I think and you can see he's breaking down more than just this week, which
So
obviously makes it a lot harder.
Well, I think this is like because me and Adam were having a little tiff.
Alex was my Cody Morgan on the way home.
No, we were just discussing like, oh, is this an interesting? Because I'm like, I mean, the Cowboys are already out, right? Like but then we found this article, and so I was like, okay, at least this goes into like
depth.
This is exactly what will need to happen.
Yeah.
And it includes our next week as well. Like you mentioned, it has to start there. We have to start by beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah, the Cowboys have it's step one, easy, get to 9 wins.
Yeah.
The Cowboys have to get to 9 wins. That
means win out.
Win out. That loss to the Cincinnati Bengals really
Shelved that
took away our
Yeah,
free.
it
It took away the freebie.
It took us from 3% chance at getting there to
well,
0.1.
you really needed that. You really needed that mulligan loss against the Eagles. In my mind, I thought they really needed to win against the Cincinnati Bengals to have that possible loss that would happen against the Bucs, Eagles, Commanders against the Eagles. So,
well, I do want to just bring up the Dallas Cowboys schedule so far, and just so we can look at the games that were lost closely and just reminisce real quick while we look
Let's
at
do
that.
it.
So we did have this 1-score game loss against the Bengals,
which was closer than that even. You know, like they had that blocked. They were getting the ball back.
Fuck yeah.
They were getting the ball back. They blocked
That
blocked a punt in the Bengals territory.
Yeah.
And fumbled it away essentially.
The Cowboys lost the game there.
Lost that game. So that game was a lot closer than even 27-20.
And then I would say Texans beat the Cowboys handily. Same with the Eagles.
God, 34.
Falcons was another close one.
It was close. Difference. Then Dak got hurt. Dak went out.
Right.
That's the hammy game.
That was the peeling the hammy off the bone game. It was winnable. Dak ended up going out.
Before that, we had the Cowboys and 49ers in another close one. 6-point game.
We were at.
We were there live. Sorry, you weren't. Clayton was with us on that game.
Lions blew out Cowboys, so we don't need to look at that. And then the Ravens,
again,
Saints blew out Cowboys, but the last one that matters here is the Ravens 3-point difference.
Sure, it says 28-25, but
definitely was not.
The
like
Ravens
that.
felt like they were same with the Niners game. It felt like both those games. You see them now, and you're like, man, they only lost by 1 score in each of those games. But if they both felt like the Cowboys were getting beat up pretty bad.
I would say at a Falcons, Bengals. Falcons and Bengals losses then have been the ones that
for sure
got away.
You needed if you had both those wins, you're sitting pretty. And man, it's shitty, but like Cody said in the chat, realistically, this team would have a pretty tough time against a first or second seed in the NFL postseason.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like when you look back at those games too, it also you forget, like, when did we had injuries all season long, but like, when was that? What game was it where all of a sudden now the entire defense is gone? Like Micah Parsons out, like Diggs wasn't there. Like, when was that going into the San Fran?
Lions game, they were all out.
Right,
They
okay.
got spanked.
You know, we might just have to do a year recap on that.
I think we have to, because there are games that
There
you're
was,
going
there was
through.
a
I'm like,
lot
I
of
don't,
moments where it's like, this
Well,
guy's coming back. Oh, shit, now we
I
got
don't-
lost.
I don't think I could tell you one thing I remember about the Eagles loss.
Except for
It was
The
the
loss.
was
The
the
Tampa.
was the Eagles game the pre-drinks in the pre-game
Oh fuck, it might have been. I
or
like,
the mixed drinks.
drinks.
Sorry, in the pre-game.
I'm just looking back at those scores. I'm like, fuck, I don't remember that game. I don't remember that game at all. Anyways, so CeeDee Lamb said it after the Panthers game, like, we're not out. We have to win out. So in order for anything else to happen, that's what we need to do. So obviously the Cowboys can't fix anything else. They can only focus on winning. That's an
Yep.
easy one, right?
Yeah.
That's easy. Win out. It's
Sorry,
it's
not
all
not easy, but
sorry.
that's
yes,
an
easy step
easy step
to understand.
Yeah.
And this Jerry Jones version of the replacements team, they're going to fight to get those 9 wins. NFC squads have to start losing.
Yeah.
Want me to read this one?
Yeah, go for it.
Hammer it out.
If the Cowboys were to make it, they do so with a 9-8 record. That means they won't catch any of the top NFC West teams vying for a postseason spot. The Vikings, Packers, and Lions are all at 10 wins.
I think they
or
meant
more.
NFC North there
Okay, yes.
because the NFC West is Seahawks, Rams.
Or maybe they're just rounding out the.
Well, but he said they're not going to catch any of the top NFC West teams vying for a postseason spot, and then he named all.
I know, but I think he's just rounding because the next is But in theory, probably, and only in theory, they aim for the 7th seed. So I think he's rounding out the top 6.
Okay.
But that was confusing.
It was, yeah.
Well, you know what? Let's just go with that because the Vikings, Packers, and Lions are all.
Well,
in
it
as
shows
well.
here though, if the Cowboys, Commanders, Cardinals, Rams, Seahawks, and Bucks all finish 9-8, Dallas would be in.
Yeah.
So those are the teams that we're against: Commanders, Cardinals, Rams, Seahawks, and Bucks. 2 of them we get to play: Commanders and the Buccaneers. But that's you need 5 teams to kind of falter a bit. And I know that the Cardinals records, I think I want to say they have about 7 wins. The Bucks are trying to win their division in the NFC South, and then the Rams, Seahawks are kind of battling it out for that final spot. So it's tricky when you need 2 teams to lose out, but to have 5 teams that you're battling to try to win out against, that does get tricky.
Wow. I mean, it would be wild. But
Well, this
it's
show
the
go up for a sec.
yeah.
I just want to see these.
the projection.
Well, just these teams here. So, this is if Dallas was 9-8. So they got an image up saying Detroit has the 1st seed. Then for Dallas to be the 7th seed, they would be 9-8. And then the other wild card spots would be Green Bay and Minnesota, and they would have beat out those other 5 teams that were on the list. Very improbable, man. 0.1%.
Yep. So the 9 and 5 Commanders have to lose out.
Yeah, this is what Dallas would need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as such, for Dallas to make it, they need 9 and 5 Commanders have to lose out versus Philly. They versus Atlanta, and then they play us. Seahawks have to go 1-2 and need 9 wins, or Seahawks winning the NFC West, while Rams go 1-2 themselves to end in 9-8. Remember, we're thinking about the last wild card spot here. They also need the Cardinals and Buccaneers to go 1-2 to end in 9-8.
Jeez.
So it's not it's not even just 2
Tough.
teams. It's a lot of teams.
5 teams.
A lot of teams.
Someone just make a website called Cowboys Playoff Tracker so we can see all
Cowboys
these
versus 5 teams.
Yeah.
.com.
But yeah, so that's the whole kit and caboodle. That's what needs to happen.
That's not easy, man. If it was just them winning out and possibly the Commanders losing out, that seems a lot more probable. But the more teams you bring in, you can't tell me Seahawks, Rams, Bucks, and Cardinals are all going 1-2 in the next 3 games. I just find that very hard.
It's going to start with all of them losing this weekend, though.
Yeah, just
words.
dragging us in a little bit longer. Well, if the Cowboys win, let's just break it down a little bit. If the Cowboys win, they beat the Buccaneers.
Yeah.
So the Buccaneers automatically are 0-1.
Yes.
The Commanders are playing against the Eagles, who more than likely will lose to them.
So they go.
So they're 0-1, and then I'd have to look at the Rams and these other teams to see what kind of chances they win or have. But there isn't even enough, because if those first 2 things that I said, even if those teams win, these other teams that need to finish 1 and 2, you're still technically alive as long as the Commanders lose and the Cowboys win.
Who was the other teams here? The Seahawks?
Cardinals, Seahawks, and Rams.
Okay, Seahawks play Vikings.
Okay, so that's a tough matchup.
And Cardinals play the Panthers.
Oof.
Ooh. And the Rams play the Jets. So
Okay, so but that might be there. But still, even with those teams winning this week, as long as the Cowboys,
that's true.
As long as the Cowboys can beat the Buccaneers and the Commanders lose to the Eagles, their playoff hope is still alive.
Because it's not, they don't have to, the other teams don't have to lose out for the rest of the season.
They need to be 1 and 2, so they can they all can have one gimme week.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck, look at us, eh?
Look at us fucking boys.
Second half math, baby.
Now, just to tie a bow on this, I do want to bring up, well, what about the worst teams who've ever made it to the playoffs? And I have a list here. There's 25. We're not going to go through them all, but I just have some quick, interesting facts. In fact,
the Beastquake team's got to be on there somewhere.
Yeah, we can scroll down and look at because here's the interesting thing. Out of the top 25, 8 of the worst 14 teams to make it to the playoffs have happened in the last 10 years, and 11 of the last 17 have happened since 2011. So it's like it's happening more recently, more frequently. That maybe that's because they've opened up the wild card.
Yeah, you got an extra wild card game, so maybe the last couple of years. But I guess we'll see what years if that 7th spot was even around at the time.
Yeah, do you want to just skip?
Is that Tom Brady in the background of that picture?
Holy shit. Okay, I will say that, you know what? Okay, I'll just talk about someone in the background.
That's Todd Bailey.
This is complete side quest, but it has to do with our Cowboys CanFan Christmas Volume 1. When I was generating images, there's one image in there that looks like me that you're like, oh, he changed his face in that background image, and it wasn't me. So I think that when I was generating all these images and I was putting our likeness in there, it generated a photo of me in the background in one of them. Anyways,
It's learning.
It's learning. Hey,
Your
hit the button.
Your face is perfect. I will add it to my database.
Yes. Yeah. But go ahead and download that album out there and give it a spin this holiday season.
Oh,
Cowboys
hell yeah.
CanFan,
Good shout out.
Christmas Volume 1.
But yeah, here are the teams. 1983 Denver Broncos.
And we're talking worst teams to ever make the postseason.
Yeah, and we'll stop on any ones that interest you.
That are relevant to what we're thinking, or ones that we remember.
Yeah, ones that we remember, just want to know on. 2007 Tennessee Titans are the 24th worst.
Was McNair on the Titans then? Okay, you should.
That's
you guys
a picture of him.
Good documentary on Netflix with McNair and the whole deaths around him.
Yeah, very good. I watched it on a plane to. Oh no, that's Vince Young.
Aaron McNair.
That's Vince.
That's
Vince
Young.
Young.
Okay,
This is the Vince Young era.
Sorry,
Yeah.
my bad.
But still.
Yep.
Check that out, right? 1999 Detroit Lions in like a seafoam green uniform. That's right. Retired right before, Barry Sanders retired right before that season. 1999 Miami Dolphins. Dan Marino. I don't think never won a Super Bowl. Did he?
Nope.
Even win a playoff game? Playoffs.
Yeah, I want to say they made it to the Super Bowl in one of his years, just didn't win it.
Okay. 1980 Minnesota Vikings.
Oh, look how cool all the coach gear was back in the day.
Oh, it's super
They all
cool.
just they all look cool.
Because I'm on camera and my stylist says.
even the oversized jerseys were hit different back then for the players.
And the one guy's got his hand down his pants.
Yep. He's filling his
Coach,
jock.
I can't feel my nuts.
Where's my dick at, Coach?
Can't feel my dick.
1989 Pittsburgh Steelers. Yeah, look at those. Look at those fucking pads.
Yep.
Yeah, those are
Fully
some big
taped up
pads.
hands.
1985 Cleveland Browns.
With Bernie Kosar.
Bernie Kosar. Yeah.
8-8. They were only 8-8, so you're gonna keep getting worse and worse here as we go down, I imagine.
Yeah, we're getting worse and worse. 1978 Atlanta Falcons. The 2011 Cincinnati Bengals. This is where I was watching football, and this is Andy Dalton, AJ Green season.
Andy Dalton.
Cedric Benson also exceeded 1,000 yards. And this is when they traded Carson Palmer midseason after he threatened to retire.
Get the fuck out of here.
You're gone, Palmer. Get the F out.
Beat it.
Beat it, nerd.
But they went 9-7, so 9 wins. 1989 Houston Oilers. Now that's fucking cool. Look at that sideline right there.
That's a dope sideline.
Look at those all three of those jackets
wearing
are
different
sweet.
jackets. The guy in the mids fashioning that fucking big belt buckle. Love it. Warren Moon.
1981 Tampa Bay Bucks.
Okay, fuck you, Bucks. You're
You
going
might
down
love,
this
you
weekend.
might, yeah, exactly. Fuck
Still
the
9-7.
9-7. Houston, 2016 Houston Texans, and that was with Osweiler, Brock Osweiler.
All 6'6" of them.
4-year, $72 million contract he got. Yeah,
They paid him. They paid him to brought him over from Denver.
He's too big.
He's too tall to play quarterback.
Here we're getting to some more modern day stuff now. 2017 Tennessee Titans.
And these are all going to be the current ones. They're pretty close.
Yeah, a bunch of these now are like probably a lot of people will remember 9-7.
A lot of 9-7s.
Yeah, who's on this team? Doesn't matter. Oh, no, Chris Jones.
Marcus Mariota was the quarterback.
The 2022 Tampa Bay Buccaneers, if you remember, they were. Doesn't say
But they
what
almost
their record
well
was.
they honestly had a chance to go far. Like they ended up getting in there and they ended up doing pretty decent. And I want to say they lost. I want to say they lost in the divisional or the NFC Championship game, and just like they tied it up or took the lead with a minute or so left, and then I think they were playing the Packers. The Packers came down and scored and beat them.
Anth, it says the Cowboys put the Bucks out of their misery.
Yeah, this is
in this wild card round.
Oh, that was
This is
sorry.
the
This was 2 years
2022.
ago. Fuck, I was thinking.
You fucking idiot.
Yeah, we cracked if you got him. We
Cracked if you got him.
destroyed Brady.
Yeah,
The only
that
reason
was his retirement party.
the only reason Alex brought this whole article up was so that we could say
Yeah.
we retired
I
Tom
thought
Brady.
I was thinking the year before.
No, the year before they won.
No, I think the year before that they did. It was the year before that they won.
You know what? Don't care. But they won. Tom Brady's first year they won, obviously. We know
Yeah,
that.
fuck Tom Brady. We retired his bitch ass.
You old man!
Tom Brady is
2020.
stupid.
Hey, look who he's
2022.
with.
That was that.
Chauncey.
That was that long ago.
Chauncey. Is that Chauncey?
I don't know.
Or just another
Chauncey
Golston?
Golston.
2015 Washington.
They didn't even.
Dare I say?
It's Redskins. They were the Redskins.
The
Just
Redskins?
because they changed their name doesn't take away 2015 Washington. No, they were the 2015 Washington Redskins.
Fun fact: Washington's the only team on this list twice.
Really?
Yep. 2004 St. Louis Rams.
Oh yeah.
The end of
Bulger, fucking Bulgy.
Yeah.
The end of the greatest show on turf. 8-8.
8-8. Now we're getting to the sub 500s here with the 2004 Seattle Seahawks, or not this team.
The
sorry.
Seahawks aren't on there twice.
Glitch Xander.
They might be.
The Seahawks will definitely be on there
There's
twice.
Glitch Xander right
Because
there.
they're the Beastquake. The Beastquake team's definitely going to be. It's got to be. They were like 6-10 or something when they got into the postseason.
Yeah, these guys were 9-7. This is the 2017 Buff Bills.
You're not going to bring up Glitch Xander? Alex's fucking Sean Alexander game as Madden, and he'd always fucking glitch out.
Oh yeah,
Fucking cheat mode.
hey, he was a really good running back on that game. I
God,
remember.
I hated Sean.
9-7. 2017 Buffalo Bills, in what a snowy game against the Colts. The 2011 Denver Broncos
Tim Tebow.
with Tim Tebow, Champ Bailey,
Hey,
Brian Dawkins, rookie Von Miller.
They knocked out
What?
the Pittsburgh Steelers in the wild card round. I remember watching that game.
Yeah, this was Kyle Orton had the team 1-4, and then Tim Tebow came in. And
Tebow.
Tebow. You know how it is. And then he ran that team into the playoffs. 2020 Chicago Bears.
Yeah, they were bad. Any team that Mitch Trubisky's your head or your quarterback, you're not any good.
Well, I mean, look, the Bears in general, if you look at their last 5 seasons, they've all been like 4 and whatever, 5 and whatever, 3. Like they have like even,
it would be horrible to be a Bears fan.
been rough.
I mean, shoot, I knock on wood, guys. 1991 New York Jets, and we're getting down to the last 4. Beastquake
It's on there.
better be in
there,
here.
there they are.
2010 Seattle Seahawks.
Beastquakes, the first thing.
Yeah,
Beastquake did
the
occur.
7-9. You're right, 7-9.
Yeah, one of the best plays in NFL history. Marshawn Lynch caused an earthquake. So that.
Hey, so you're saying there's a chance still?
Well, no, because they won their division. They won their
that
that
division was so bad.
Their division was so bad that a 7-9 team had a home game. Like they had a home game.
Yeah,
that happened in Seattle as a 7-9 team.
But then they just took it and ran off 3. Finished the year 500.
Yeah, they
Over
right?
500. I mean.
So,
Detroit 2016 Detroit Lions. Can't even remember who the quarterback was. Oh, Stafford.
Yeah, Stafford got drafted to the Lions.
That's right.
And then I can't believe Stafford's still playing.
9-7 though, so they must have just had like a worst ranked team. But I think that Seahawks team was the worst because of the record.
7-9, definitely.
2014 Carolina Panthers, surprisingly, like the Panthers in the playoffs. I mean,
yeah,
come
but
on.
they had Superman Cam Newton.
And then the 2020 Washington Commanders. Do you remember them?
Yeah, well, this is the year that Dak was injured. Dak
Yes,
broke his ankle.
right.
The Cowboys were at 1.6-9 and still had a mathematical chance to make the postseason.
So this said, and a division that saw Dak Prescott go down and Carson Wentz regress to the point it fractured the Eagles organization. Washington advanced to the playoffs at 7-9. So it's like both Cowboys and
Cowboys
Eagles.
finished 6-10, so they were in it. They were in it the whole fucking year, man. It was
wild.
It was wild because it was like, man, just someone win so I can stop going through this. But every week, and then it got to the Cowboys played the Giants in I want to say week 17 and week 18 and lost, and but dragged me through it the whole year.
Well, and this is, I mean, look, this is the Washington football team, I believe.
Yeah, it was the football team at the time.
Football team. So
those
are kind of cool jerseys, I have to say.
The only team on there with two different names and one that they won't even write.
Oh, they can't even write it. They started out.
Well, they just didn't. They just put Washington.
So stupid.
We don't refer to that as the Washington team anymore.
So all of that to say is, hey, boys,
make the dance.
There's still a chance.
The crazy thing with the Cowboys to make it, I'm sure they would get put on that list, but they'd be 9-8. They would have a winning record at least, where some of these teams didn't.
Well, no, for them to make it. Look at how many other multiple teams have to be 9-8. So it's not like they're the only 9-8 team that would have a chance to go
Damn,
there.
that Cincy Bengals game would have been nice to have.
If the defense continues to play as good as they are and they finish in, say, a top 10, then they are not necessarily the worst team if the offense is slightly productive, because that's what this list was the worst teams. Obviously, the record comes into play. Or it could flip around and be like, yeah, Cowboys get in at 9-8, and they could be the number one worst team.
But they
because they have the worst.
For them to get in, though, they have to beat out all these other teams, right? The Cowboys do. So
there's so much.
Right. It might take them off of this list altogether, right? Because
they have to still win.
They still have to win and still do good, where like the Seahawks teams and some of these other teams like had no chance. Which, again, I don't know if this Cowboys team would have a chance getting in there, but
yeah.
Well,
let's roll the dice and see what happens.
I'll ask you guys a question.
Do it.
Cowboys, like, if all of these things line up, would you be excited for them to still make the playoffs and then they go at the first round of the playoffs?
Fuck yeah.
Is that a win of a season for you?
Fuck yeah, it is.
Here's why it would be a win. Number one, I would be upset about a week later when I start to look at the draft guys that were being drafted from 11 to 15.
Totally.
I'd be like, okay, fuck. But that being said, no, because then we can, Ants, you know the episode of Seinfeld where George has that wallet and it's just stuffed full of receipts?
Yep.
Well, that's Ant with Instagram comments.
Oh, yeah.
And so he, the day after, he's going to have, Ant will call in sick to work and just go through that list.
Oh, I'm already pre-booking that day off.
I'm saying, if Cowboys make playoffs, for us at this point, it would be a victory and super surprising.
Get to the dance, man.
I would be a little disappointed, but also I kind of am like, hey, that would be a pretty big feat to come together.
If a 0.1% team makes it to the fucking dance,
that's a story. Jerry loves it.
That's a story. And then for us, like, if you just had all that shit work out for you, who knows what could happen?
Oh,
Team of Destiny!
You'd have to be expecting that if they did, they'd be rolling in hot. And so
they're rolling
anything
in hot.
can happen. It's a one game.
I also believe very heavily on just winning out to just go into the post or go into the offseason winning.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to see them lose the next
Well,
games.
is so that's selfishly for us. We want to see them win out the rest of the games because it makes our lives a little bit better when we're watching the game. But at the same time, like we're talking about, there's players that are going to be returning next year. For them to go through, win out, and like, okay, not make the playoffs, but just winning out the rest of the season and finishing strong like that. We need that type of mental fortitude with this type of season. If we lose out the rest of the year, then you have a year plagued full of injuries. We don't really have a top draft pick anyways. I'm totally against tank for certain players.
The tank thing is a thing created by fans.
Absolutely.
It doesn't exist in
It can't happen.
No.
It doesn't exist. Like I'm sick, and I know you. I'm not. I know Ad feels like I'm getting mad at him right now. I'm not getting mad at you right now. I'm just saying, people that say that they want the team to tank, it's a fake thing. It doesn't work. Just be happy if you want them to tank. Just be happy if they lose. That's it.
Yeah, and
don't request them to tank or don't get upset when they win.
Cowboys
because
are,
no team is going to intentionally lose.
I'm telling you right now, the Cowboys are they get too cute. If they have a really high pick, they're not going to pick the person that you want. It's going to be way more stressful. It's better, and honestly, if we go a little bit further and we continue to drop, there isn't a problem of like trading back and getting more picks. Like we're pick 'em boys. We haven't done our mock drafts yet this year to see all that talent, but there's a lot of talent in those mid to late first and second round anyway. So I think as the players who are returning, I think they need win out as much as possible here. If they make it to the playoffs, that's a massive like moral victory for that team, which I think after a year like this we need.
And guess what? Clayton has his ear to the streets, from underground up. And I stay in communication with the man because he's
Aaron Dank on the streets.
Aaron Dank on the streets, yeah, and you can smell it. And he keeps me locked in with this spell and this curse that he's cursed me with. But what he's been saying is that he hears it is actually a really nicely heavy DT draft class in this one. QBs not so much, which kind of plays against the Cowboys' odds of like getting the players they want because you're hoping a couple of those guys eat up.
Like last year, there was fucking 6 quarterbacks taken in the top,
which is great because it just means
you get a BPA player.
Yeah, but anyway, okay. Adam, let's roll the damn song and dance. What is Underdog Fantasy? It is the place to play if you're a sports fan looking to win money while watching sports with over 5 million happy players and $2 billion won. What? Underdog makes it fun and easy to cash in on all your favorite athletes' performances. Compete against other players just by selecting higher or lower on 2 or more players' stats. And you could win up to 1,000 times your money. What? Yeah, that's 1,000 times your money.
How much?
1,000 times your money to turn every touchdown into a win with Underdog. Now, guys, we've done Underdog a few times. We have been very biased, and that's why, we've been not as successful as we could have been, okay? You can either pick the standard method where all three of your picks have to be correct, or you can flex it and either get 2 correct to win just a little bit amount of money, or 3 correct to win a little bit more amount of money. The real cool thing that you can do with football specifically is the red zone rush. It's a game you won't find anywhere else. Just pick whether or not a player will score a touchdown by swiping right for yes and left for no. What is this, the Tinder of football apps? Yes, it is. It's as simple as that. Plus, your entry will automatically be boosted, and you'll get a 51% profit boost when you play. I mean, come on, you guys.
Love it.
Join over 5 million fans that are already playing on Underdog with their champs game. You could win money by making entries with your favorite players. Trust us, it's fun. Ask Bot G, he knows. And you could also win up to 1,000 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on player stats like passing yards, interceptions, touchdowns, and more. Underdog is the place to play champions. So sign up and deposit now using our promo code. That's CanFan, C-A-N-F-A-N, to get up to 1,000 in bonus cash. What's that, Adam?
1,000 in bonus cash.
With promo code CanFan, C-A-N-F-A-N on Underdog Fantasy website or app. Also this season, there's going to be a special promo or bonus almost every single day, like Profit Boost, pump up your winnings, and just a tap when you apply the boost to eligible entries. Discount. You'll get adjusted projections of certain player stats to give you a better shot at a big George W. and free picks. They're basically a sure thing. A player just has to get higher than 0.5 touchdowns for that selection to win. Plus, all new users get a free pick. Go to their UnderdogFantasy.com or the Underdog Fantasy app, and you must be 18 years or older, 19 plus in Alabama or Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Massachusetts and Arizona, and present in the state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Void in Colorado. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. Arizona 1-800-NEXT STEP. That's 1-800-639-8783 or text NEXT STEP to 53342 New York. Call the 24/7 HOPE line at 1-877-8-HOPE New York or text HOPE New York at 467-369. Okay.
Yes,
we are back, baby boy.
again.
We are back.
Yeah, we made it.
We are
Thank
back.
you for
We are
sitting
back.
through
We
that.
are so back. You know what? Hey, since
And-
we're back,
Yeah, get one in
do
you,
it, Daddy.
kid.
get one in you, son.
In you, son.
Get that holiday drip. Crack 'em if you got
Crack 'em if you got
So what do we got going on for the next little bit here? What's up
Okay,
next?
well, here's the thing. I don't know if Kyle Humans and our boy
Oh yeah, they're boys.
Are they boys?
Yeah, they're
Okay,
boys.
okay.
They're boy. They work on
during-
the same writing staff.
During training camp, they do a training camp show together, and the Kyle Humans kind of does the daily updates, and he'll have Eat Me Out on his show a bunch.
I only laugh because as I was saying that, I forgot. Oh shit! I gotta get the song ready. But that's for our next segment. This segment is from DallasCowboys.com. I was just searching for news because as we were talking, me and Adam were both looking for some news of, hey, what the hell can we actually do or talk about on today's show? And this was kind of interesting. I didn't know that maybe this is a one-time thing, but Kyle Humans has these big facts, and this is all basically based around, I think, the rest of the Cowboys season or just leading up until the next week. So I read a couple. I didn't want to get a hold of myself because I know that's kind of cheating in CanFan lore. But let's give it to Kyle Humans here, a.k.a. Superman.
Superhumans?
Or sorry, Clark Kent. Clark Humans.
Okay. I thought you were going to key to a human song that you made, but you didn't.
I was just making sure it was December 18th because I saw the Panthers.
December 18th, 2021.
Yeah.
December 8th.
Well, I just saw the photo and I
I know.
panicked, and you know how I can miss some shit. Okay, here we get down to here. Okay. Big fact number 1, pass rush setting historical mark. For the third straight week, Rico Dowdle rushed for over 100 yards as he finished with 149 against the Cardinals. This is the first time an undrafted player has hit the century mark in back-to-back weeks since Arian Foster, and that's good company, did it for Houston in 2014. Adding context to the already incredible feat, Dowdle has not finished with 100 yards in his 46 games prior, while Foster had already notched 10 100-yard games before accomplishing the feat.
I wonder what the record is for rookie players to consecutive 100-yard, or sorry, not rookie, undrafted players for 100 yards consecutive. But three 100 yards. Again, he played against the Giants, Bengals, and the Panthers, who all had
bad Ds,
not great defense, but they finally have been committing to Dowdle. I'm sure there's games he could have broke 100 yards, but they went away from him. They were only giving him 11 to 12 carries a game. So it's nice to see him getting these multiple carries, and it's nice to see him do some stuff with them. Not to mention the offensive line has also started to play quite well.
Yeah, and I think 4 games probably would be the record, and if he does do it, we'll look into that.
Brent Packer guy's heading out right now. Just a nice little shout out. Thanks for stopping in, Brent Packer guy.
Always a pleasure.
Peace out, Brent Packer guy. The Parsons product. These are really small. I don't know. Let me zoom that in.
Yeah, no, I'll go big and then I'll go small.
Go big, go home, go small, go large.
Since Micah Parsons was reinserted into the Cowboys defense in Week 10, the Cowboys have accumulated 24 sacks over 6 games. Wow.
That's
It's the most in the NFL over those 6 weeks and has helped to take 13 takeaways, which ranks 3rd.
Kalen Williams, Dallas Cowboys.
So
definitely
Sorry,
an
I was just
improvement.
trying to have all of us say the same article.
Okay.
They've definitely, the defense has started to prove, but again, it's good. It was nice against the Bengals, who have been lighting teams up, so that was nice to see. But the Panthers, I mean, people are going to say it's the Panthers, and again, the Giants, right? The Giants have been getting butt fucked by everybody. The Panthers gave Philly a run, but people are going to want to see the Cowboys start doing this against teams that are fighting for a postseason season, and the Bucks start. The Bucks are a team that's fighting for it. So let's see if this defense can continue to do it.
Number 3.
Historic
Go
pass
for it.
rush.
You got it.
Week 15 marked the 3rd game with at least 6 sacks this season, most of any NFL team in 2024. The 1984 season was the only season with more such games in Cowboy history. Dallas has also tallied 15 games with at least 5 sacks since 2021, most in the NFL over that time span as well. Kalen Williams, Dallas Cowboys. Or Kalina
I was
Williams.
gonna say, I think it's Kalina.
Kalen Williams.
I think it's Kalina.
Kalina. Or Selena.
No,
Who knows, right?
definitely not. I don't think it's that.
Wearing down the competition, Micah Parsons notched his 14th multi-sack game since entering the league in 2021 with his 2 sacks this past weekend against the Panthers. This is the second highest total in the league, behind only Pittsburgh's TJ Watt with 15. Over the last 35 seasons, the only Cowboys player who has more is Hall of Famer DeMarcus Ware with 24 multi-sack performances.
Well, and I talked about this. Micah was on pace even in his first 3 seasons. He's going to break DeMarcus. As long as he stays with the Cowboy, he'll break DeMarcus Ware's sack record for the Dallas Cowboys. Like 100% he will, which I love to see. If there's someone that's going to beat DeMarcus Ware's sack record for the Cowboys, love for it to be Micah.
Let it be Micah P.
Had a nice hit on. He had a nice couple sacks on Bryce Young. Had a pretty good pop on him.
Yeah, the pop was a rare. That was a rare
was good.
pop that you see from Micah. Usually wraps him up like he's putting him to bed.
But he took him down.
But
Took
this
him
way
down
he
and
said,
took him out.
he said, I got to put this guy to bed. I got to put him to sleep.
Put him to sleep.
And then he pulled out his, I'm just kidding. But if you want to hear the rest of that story, go listen to the Christmas album. There's a Cowboys Christmas version of the Cowboys CanFan crew hanging out with Dallas Cowboys linebacker Micah Parsons and his sweaty hog.
There's 2 songs with Micah
There is
featured in
too.
that on that
Yeah.
album.
He's got a present for us in both of them.
Yeah.
Nearing Randy White territory.
So another Micah.
This
one.
is man. Yeomans is all up on Micah Parsons.
Humans wants to wash Micah's sweaty hog.
It's like, look, there's just a lot of stats there. Micah Parsons enters Sunday night just 1 sack away from reaching 50 over his career. He currently sits 8th on the Cowboys' all-time sack list and is only 3 away from passing Hall of Famer Randy White for 7th on the list, 52.
I like how Ad was naming who took the picture.
I know.
At copyright 2024 James D. Smith, Dallas Cowboys.
Here's what I say. If and when Micah gets that 50th sack, I'm doing a screech for him.
He's 1 sack away.
He's
Okay,
1
he's
sack
at
away.
49er now. He said,
Hopefully he does it with a turnover, and then I can just combine those 2.
okay.
Booyah! That's what we call a sack lunch. Nom, 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 nom.
Ed, you want to hit this one?
Yeah, outlaws of land and sea. The last 2 regular season meetings between Tampa Bay and Dallas have both ended in favor of the Buccaneers, while the Cowboys took their 1 playoff meeting. Tom Brady, defeated the Cowboys in both season openers in 2021 and 2022. However, Dallas had the bigger and most recent laugh by defeating Tampa Bay in Tom Brady's final NFL start to eliminate Tom Brady from the NFL.
Retire him.
From the field because he's in the announcing box announcing.
And he still couldn't get away from Micah Parsons. He's got to put him in the photo.
Yeah,
I was gonna say,
put him in the photo and look at Tom Brady's butt's not really.
It's kind of
it's
old.
not ample,
That's
it's
old man.
That's
butt. Old man by the
old
pool
man
butt.
sag butt.
Yeah.
Why is he wearing a full swimsuit
Yeah, why is this,
or like a?
why is he wearing a
full body-
girdle?
yeah.
Tom Brady wears a girdle just so his butt looks plump.
The curious case of Mayfield in prime time. Anth, can you do that one? Or can you not?
Yeah. Tampa Bay maybe not. Tampa Bay quarterback Baker Mayfield has lost each of his last 8 primetime starts dating back to 2021. He currently holds an 0-5 record with Tampa Bay after being 0-1 with the Los Angeles Rams and 0-2 with the Cleveland Browns. However, despite the losses, he has 11 passing touchdowns and 3 interceptions in the 5 games with Tampa. His 101.2 passer rating in those games is the 4th highest among quarterbacks with 3 or more starts. So he's played well in primetime games, but he has an awful record in primetime games.
He's just obviously it's been a shootout. He's got 11 touchdowns.
Yeah, no interception. So I mean, he plays well. Baker Mayfield's had a resurgence. Like he's definitely good in Tampa, and he's gonna put up points.
And he's wearing the flap that I like to see on my QB, just flapped right up.
Just want to give a nice little shout out to my boy Carson Modenese. Says "Go Cowboys" in the chat.
Hey,
he was also one of my players on my PB team. So earmuffs when we start swearing here, Carson. Okay.
Oh, we'll keep it PG.
Shit balls. No, just kidding.
So opportunity for Evans, despite the defense playing some improved football over the last few weeks. These are so fucking small. The Cowboys have still been susceptible to good wide receiver play. Dallas has allowed a 100-yard receiver in 3 of their 4 last games with scary Terry McLaurin and Jamar Chase and Jalen Coker, who fucking nobody had in fantasy football that week, all hitting the century mark. This week, they face Mike Evans, who tallied a season-high 9 receptions for 159 yards and 2 touchdowns against the Chargers.
Went off. He was a fantasy football gem for a lot of teams, Mike Evans. And Cowboys right now are hurting in the cornerback department, so it'll be interesting to see how if they just decide to get Bland to completely match up with them. But they're going to be rolling Evans around to try to find some nice matchups.
Well, I will say this: I like some things I see from Mayo, and then there's some things where you're just like pulling your hair out.
Well, he had an offside, which is just mind-boggling to me for a cornerback to be offside.
He had an offside, and he had a fucking game fumbling loss for against the Bengals for us.
Ryan Sun, copyright 2024, the Associated Press, all rights
reserved. You son of a bitch, you took my gag.
Dunked on you.
You dunked on me.
Big time rush. Part of Dallas' recent success has stemmed from the improved play from Cooper Rush. Over his first 2 starts, Rush lost both games and finished with 1 touchdown and 1 interception to go along with his 70.4 passer rating. Since week 12, he has won 3 of his last 4 starts with 8 passing touchdowns and just 1 interception, leading to a 98.4 passer rating. Dallas went from averaging 8 points per game to 27.8 points per game over those 2 stretches.
Copyright 2024, James D. Smith, Dallas Cowboys.
He needs to stop fumbling, though. Like, he's had a fumble in, I think, every start.
Yeah.
And in stupid spots, either the red zone or in his own end. So he's got to give up the fumbling. Sure, he's only had 1 interception and 8 touchdowns. That's amazing. But a turnover is a turnover.
No, he starts seeing the CFB 25 shaky sticks.
Yeah.
Because he walks on the field like this.
I hate the shaky sticks, man.
Oh, gosh.
Okay, last one here. Home is where the struggles are. This season, Dallas has put up far better numbers in their 7 road games than their 7 home games. Dallas has allowed 33.4 points per game with a 1-6 record at home, while they've allowed 20.9 points per game on the road, leading to a 5-2 record. So more points at home, but they're losing. Less points on the road, but they're winning. This week, they face a Buccaneers offense that has averaged 31.6 points per game on the road.
So the Buccaneers score a lot of points on the road, and the Cowboys give a lot of points up at home. So is that going to be on brand this week? Hey, think of that for when we're doing our score predictions. Think
right.
about that.
So okay, one more time.
Let that feather in.
Dallas has allowed 33.4 points per game at home.
Yep.
Buccaneers offense has scored 31.6 points per game on the road.
Yeah, most in the NFL. So you got to go kind of in the middle at 32.5.
Possibly.
32.5.
40 burgers.
Is that the over-under for what they're going to score?
Well, you got to go 34 or 31, I think, is the smarter one. But you know what? We'll get to that.
We'll get to that. We're not there yet. Just a quick shout-out to my nemesis today, Cody Morgan. He's getting off. He says, sorry for the trolls. Just wanting better for this team. Merry Christmas. See you guys Sunday. Where hopefully I won't be pulling my hair
Cody,
out.
You come back with that same energy. We didn't hate it. We didn't hate it, and you spawned a conversation, and we love you.
We know how frustrating this team can be.
We want the big Cody energy coming in on Sunday night.
Yeah, we do.
Okay, AJ.
Well, before anything, I want to say something.
Hey, put the knife down.
No, I'll get over there. And what I want to say before we hop into to Nick Eatmans and we plagiarize reading his thing. I just wanted to say the Buccaneers have drafted a lot of players that we wanted. In 2023, they drafted Cody Mock. Remember Moch Pit?
Yeah, Moch.
Long red hair, missing teeth, big old beast. Last year, they drafted Graham Barton, a guy that we thought the Cowboys were going to take, but then the Cowboys traded back. And then they also traded Bucky Irving. So there's a couple guys on the Cowboys that we all really were high on.
Bunch of CanFan boys
on the
there?
Bucks that we were all high on and wanted on the Cowboys. So I just want to see how these guys can do. Bucky Irving is 150 yards away from 1,000 yards this season as a rookie. Graham Barton started every single game at center. And then Cody Moch Pit, a third-round pick in 2023, is killing it also. So it's like guys that we wanted, we're going to get a really good look at this Sunday.
Close and personal.
Hey, you know what? I know it's a little bit of a derailer. I got to go look at these guys' PFF rankings.
Yeah, let's get it. Let's check out. I like the PFF stats anyways. Like, I like when you do the team for team. Like, I like seeing that.
Got away from it when the teams were getting shit kicked.
No,
right?
but even this, we usually do this, and I like looking
we
at
can hop into this quick, of course. On our way to lineup.
This looks even, minus the Cowboys. The Cowboys offense is still ranked 32nd, fellas.
I know. What's
Still ranked 32nd.
It probably takes just a couple games to get them out of that, you know. And here's the thing: they have 71 average offensive snaps. They're getting able to move the ball. They just are not like they're getting first downs enough.
It's the touchdown. They're not scoring They're not scoring touchdowns.
Well, when our running back is almost pushing 1,000 yards this season with one fucking touchdown, that tells you right there.
Yeah.
So you got power rank overall. The Buccaneers are 12th, Cowboys 18th. Their defense, the Buccaneers are ranked 16th. The Dallas Cowboys with a top 10 unit ranked 6th right now.
Pushing
fellas.
6th. And you know what? They have pushing top 5. Sorry. They are 6th. And if they have another game like they did last week and how they've been performing, I can see this going up.
Turnovers and sacks, baby. That's what it is.
Essentially, those are ranked so much higher than anything else, like than points against, basically.
Are you guys bringing back Mike Zimmer?
Yes.
I think I would too.
I think I would too as well.
I like at the first 4 games, I was like,
remember, it's right. We said this in the offseason, though. We're like, when we were reading about Mike Zimmer's defenses, we were like, okay, they say they start slow, and then by the end of the year, everyone's buying in, and you're kind of seeing that.
Yeah.
Right? So I would love to see him get another chance instead of just starting over with a new defensive coordinator.
Yeah, especially when you have the core group still there.
Especially because, another thing that I like about it too is the interceptions are happening, albeit they're not necessarily stuck to Bland, or of course Diggs is out. But one player, they're kind of being spread around. But Micah's play has been consistent, and I like that because it's like you have this talented player on the field. You definitely want to take your design of how defense should be played, but then make sure that skill is always.
And Mike is now starting to get those multi-sack games.
Yeah.
He's had a few. And then so to finish out the power rankings, the offense for the Buccaneers, 19th, and then the Dallas Cowboys, dead pegged last, 32nd in the NFL.
Yeah.
You fuck.
Okay, let's go look at these lineups quickly.
What about betting odds?
Oh yeah.
Just to get a quick grasp of it. Cowboys +4. Money line. Okay. Over under is 48.5, which I think it's going over.
I gotta say over, man.
I gotta go over. The Bucks
are probably scoring 30.
30, and then the Cowboys have to get at least 20. That's kind of their average. So I'm going over, and then Dallas at +4. I think that's a good look for someone. Let me get one of these in us.
Crack them if you got them.
Crack them if you got them, son.
So that means a field goal would not win a touchdown.
You need to
Sorry. If the Bucks win by a field goal, Cowboys win, you'd win the spread.
Correct, yeah.
If the Bucks win by a touchdown, you would not.
You would not.
You would.
So they're betting a touchdown.
You lose.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Or 2 field goals.
4 I've never seen before.
Yeah, 4 is weird. Usually you get a 4.5, something like that.
So this is the Bucks D. We don't care about the D except for Vea.
Yeah, Vea's. I mean, you're looking at them right now. No one, and for anyone listening here, we're looking at the PFF player rankings on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense, and there's no standout player. They just got a lot of very decent players, a lot of 71 to 79 average ranked players, and that's what you do for a defense to stay in playoff contention. You just have to have a unit playing well together, and it looks like that's what they're doing.
Well, I would say this, the offensive line having 2 70 pluses, 73.5 for Vea, defensive line, sorry, and 77.1 for Diaby. That's going to give us a problem. Then you couple that with 3 70 plus cornerbacks.
Yep.
That's going to be that's like a recipe for Sack City, baby.
Definitely. Just enough. They can hold the Cowboys just long enough to get those 70s on the defensive line in there.
Quick look at the Cowboys just while we're here.
Gross. The Cowboys offense looking haggard, a lot of 50s, and then, our standouts, the usual suspects, CeeDee Lamb and Rico Dowdle. Hoffman playing good, Tyler Smith playing great. Steele's looking better than I expected. Our first overall pick, Tyler Guyton, left tackle, having a rough go at it. And then our second worst player, ranked-wise, by PFF, is our quarterback, Cooper Rush.
Which is not great.
And I would say that by watching last week's offensive performance, I would say Cooper Rush was probably the worst player on the offense.
Hard to win playoff games
Playoffs.
with that. Now we'll switch over to what we really wanted to look at here. There you see Parsons, just the standout shining star.
Oh my God.
Mozzie Smith, barely an NFL player. And
Mozzie Smith, I mean, if we were on there, we probably wouldn't be ranked much less than him.
sorry, we put
TBH.
this
I mean, how could you? Yeah, you maybe would be one behind him.
there we go. That looks better. Get Mozzie off the field. Bring in
so
Golston.
just play nickel.
I put nickel in.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's all
Oh,
we got to
yeah.
do. Just play nickel.
Yeah.
Don't
And-
even give Mozzie a chance.
I
out
know
there.
Leo Fowle's rating is down. Had an impressive couple moments in last game. Let's see how he does now.
Nice punch out.
Now he's hopefully got the speed of the NFL a little bit more. He's more acclimated to that.
Yep.
But here we go. This is the big factor here. And if you wanted to look at Barton, 52.9.
Yeah, so he's down there. But Cody Mach, a guy that we wanted the Cowboys to draft, pretty good. They don't have Bucky Irving in as the starting halfback, but he's kind of taken over that role. So it would have been nice to see what he ranked at, but they definitely play kind of a two.
Yeah, the committee.
Yeah, they play.
And they had to do that. Rashid White hasn't been playing.
There he is.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
88.7.
That's what I mean. But Bucky
Like,
Irving's been playing pretty
Fourth.
damn good.
He's fourth right now.
And then you got Evans on the left outside there. So they got three blue looking dudes. Okay, a couple beast out there. Christian Wirfs, Evans, and Bucky Irvin, and even Mayfield. He's putting up a decent season.
If you have 270 pluses on your line and no one else is really like holding you down in the 40s or lower or 50s or lower, I think you got a pretty good offensive line. And so to see them have three, but you know what, Adam, if you can just clear us, we do have to get to now. Okay, I got four options for us here.
Okay,
and you pick between 1 and 4.
Pick between 1 and 4.
Well,
Three.
3. And Adam,
Every time.
you pick between 1 and 4.
3.
So I'm dividing that by 6 divided by 2 is 3. So we're going with this track. Here we go. Don't know how it is. Rack 'em if you got 'em.
Nick Eatman's top 10 weekly stories. Will the Cowboys taste sweet victory? 5 for Cowboys and 5 for their opponents. Every week we find another magic moment. Dallas Cowboys top 10 stories this week. Tell us, eat me out, eat man. Tell us, eat me out, eat man. Anticipation and some rock hard meat. Tell us, eat me out, eat man. Tell us, eat me out, eat man. Right.
I like it.
Well,
I think
there
I
you
like
go.
that one better than last week's.
Well, you know what? It's peppy, it's fun, and we are just trying to celebrate the man who brings us content every single week relentlessly. Nick Eatman, we appreciate you.
There he is looking like Deadpool again.
There he
You gotta
is.
update that photo. Now the photo's not bad. I know he doesn't look like that. It's just the resolution on the photos.
I know. Well, because they make it so small for this, so
Yeah.
it loads quicker. But then you use a big ass fucking nice, beautiful photo like this. I mean, come on.
You got Mike Evans, CD Lamb,
Ooh.
squaring off.
That's going to be a
Sorry,
nice
like-
competition. CeeDee Lamb quietly having one of,
He's third in receiving yards.
and he definitely is playing unremarkably.
And it's
for
crazy.
CeeDee Lamb.
It's crazy because we'd be like, I got give all the props to CD Lamb out there fucking battling. I'm so proud of him putting his body on the line.
Each and every day on the
It's still real to me, damn it.
All right.
Buccaneers. Okay, is Eat Me Out? Has he switched the way he's done it?
Eat me out,
Yeah.
eat me out.
Yeah, I don't think he's
I
going
don't know. No, I think he's
not
dropped the
going
numbers.
Yeah, no point for him or numbers, whatever it was before.
You know why? Because some stupid fucking little analytics intern came in and said, you know, it's better if you don't
Point
put
form doesn't
numbers."
help your search engine rankings, but this whole part right here is just kind of a preface to
I know.
his actual storyline.
I was
right?
holding off.
Yeah.
Are you going to go into the
I'll
first
do the
one?
first one.
Okay. Now it's paragraphs.
Yeah. The Bucks are at the point of their roller coaster
Hey,
season.
you're not allowed to use that term, Nick. Only the Cowboys are having a roller coaster season. I'm already tired of this guy.
And let the man speak. Let the man speak.
The Bucs are at the point of their roller coaster season that is at the top, and they certainly want to stay there for a while. Tampa Bay has won 4 straight games, sitting at first place in the NFC South at 8-6. The Bucs have defeated the Lions and Eagles earlier in the year before a slide that had them far outside the playoff picture.
Playoffs.
Now they're trying to stay in the position to host a playoff game as a division winner.
It's hard to win 5 in a row. It is hard in the NFL. It's hard to win 5 games in a row. The Bucs are on a 4-game winning streak. I like it. I'm glad that they're on a 4-game winning streak.
Coming in hot, maybe a little too cocky.
Yeah.
Here's what I want to do. -4 off 8. That means at 4-6. Oh, sorry.
They were 4-6.
Sorry. They were 4-6. I thought they were sitting at first place for that whole stretch. It just says now they're sitting at first place at 8-6. Okay. I wish we were in that division. NFC South. That would be good for us.
Yeah, it'd be a lot more exciting for us at least right now.
I'll do this one, Anth. It's the best one. 2 weeks ago, the Cowboys played the NFL's leading passer in completions, yards, and TD passes in Joseph
Burrow.
McCulkin. Great, Burrow. This week, Baker Mayfield comes to town ranked in the top 4 in all of those categories as well. Mayfield is having a stellar campaign for the Bucs, especially during this 4-game winning streak. Mayfield ranks 3rd in the NFL in passing touchdowns with 32, just 2 behind Burrow and
Lamar Jackson.
behind Burrows with 36 and Jackson with 34.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild. It's pretty crazy that
Gus Swayze
has 32 passing touchdowns. That's very impressive.
Yeah.
He's been slanging, man, and Mike Evans is no one to scoff at. So they're doing it, man. Their offense is no joke. But we did see the Cowboys slow down Joe Burrow a little bit. The Bengals only put up 27 points on the Cowboys.
And it would have been 20 had they not given the ball away.
Gift wrapped the ball at the end of the game.
The combination that Joe Burrow has Jamar Chase, he has Chase Brown in the backfield, and then he also has T. Higgins. Right now, we see Bucky Irving and Rashid White in the backfield, and then you got Mike Evans there. Who's that other complimentary receiver? I don't know if the Bucs have that.
They don't right now.
So
they have their rookie right now, McClellan, I want to say his name is, who's kind of had an up and down season, but they don't have an established 2 with Chris Godwin out.
Hey, yo.
What's up, Nate?
No. It's Kilo C.
Oh,
Kilo.
Kilo.
Well, we need to get a separate one for Kilo.
Well,
then.
Kilo C says, hey, yo, the same way Nate.
Okay.
He's doing the
Fair
Nate
enough.
stuff.
I like it.
That's fair, and welcome, Kilo. We miss you, brother. The tight end on the Bucs though.
Otto.
He's
Otto.
The dude that
Cade Otton.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the guy who drives the bus in Simpsons.
Blotto.
Catching some fucking touchdowns.
Otto would be great. He would fit in with CanFan.
Oh yeah.
I was speaking about. I was scrolling whilst pooping, and I saw a video with Burrow, and he was talking about just that. About
that he's living alone.
Or he said you see a quarterback like I think he mentioned Allen from the Bills, how he comes from a small school and you have to learn how to win. And Mahomes, he was saying, they come from smaller schools, they learn how to win football games, and that's something that some guys who come from these schools that win, because he was
like
talking
LSU. Like where Burrow's from.
And he made a point of that too. And the thing was like, yeah, there were some games that we playing. I'm like, what are we even doing here?
Yeah, because he'd be smashing people.
He's like in the middle of the season. He's like, we're just killing these teams.
Yeah.
So that was really interesting. Because
that's why it's sorry to cut you off.
Yep.
That's why this 12 format college football playoff, which is playoffs starting on Thursday, is good because these teams now to win the national championship.
It's not just
you're gonna have to at least win 3 games.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna against hard opponents.
Yeah.
Yep. And they got it set up. They got it set up well enough where the divisions matter, and I think that you have to have that. But yeah, just that thing on Burrows coming in and saying that, like, so he knows how to win, and they did go down and win that game. You know, any other quarterback may have had a little bit of struggle there, and Burrows too, but he didn't, and they won. So
while Mayfield has been putting up big numbers for the Bucs, the stats aren't completely positive for his team. Mayfield ranks 2nd in the NFL in total fumbles with 12. He's also 2nd in the NFL in interceptions with 14 and has also been sacked 33 times. Yo, boys, this plays very nicely into this top 6th ranked defense, baby.
Yeah, because look, you got to give props to a couple guys who have hit the radar. I'm going to say Lawson.
Yep.
Hit my radar a couple times in the last, say, 4 or 5 weeks. And same with Golston's just been kind of very consistent, a little more quiet, but lately. But I do know that he has that potential to jump out there.
What about our guy Odigizua, man?
Odigizua, no doubt, baby.
Most pressures as a defensive tackle. He had the sack fumble last week. Like he's also in a contract year, so the Cowboys probably won't be able to re-sign him. But he's been playing very well too right now, and it's nice to see this. Like, sure, the Bucs have put up a lot of numbers on offense, and Baker Mayfield has all these passing touchdowns and all these other accolades, but he's also going to make a mistake.
Yeah, go ahead.
But no, you go ahead.
I was going to say Odigizua, I think he kind of looks like ODB a little bit. Older bastard?
Yeah, I can see from the wide shot there. AJ's trying to bring it up.
Also, Leo Fau had that nice punch fumble. I like that awareness. I like that.
The funniest part is I was talking about punching you out during the live stream right as that happened. Because you said you weren't smoking weed. I was like, oh, I'll just have to give you a left hook to dummy you up a little bit. Give you a little head rush. And then right as we were talking about it, Leo Fau punched the ball out. It was pretty funny.
Well, so let's do it again this weekend.
Yeah, we got to talk. At any point we need to fumble, we just need to talk about beating you up. Give you a left hook.
Adam got mad because he thinks that you took.
No, I was like, am I next?
No,
yeah.
I know it's very hard to remember who read what, but we'll get through it.
Hey, when you're just sitting there and you only have one thing to do but talk, it's easy for you to.
Well, but it's
stay on
easy.
track.
If I've only read one time and Alex has only read one time, then you're next.
I forget though. And sometimes we just skip. So the Bucs have welcomed back Mike Evans, who, despite missing 3 games with an injury, still ranks 4th in the NFL this year with 9 touchdown catches. Evans, the only player in the NFL history to have 10 straight 1,000-yard receiving seasons to begin a career. But after exploding for 159 yards last week, Evans has 749 yards with 3 games to play and still has work to do to extend that streak this season.
He's going to hit it. He's going to hit it.
He'll hit it.
You know what? That's funny because I think maybe a week or 2 ago, people were talking about
We were talking about it.
Oh, we were like, it might be yeah.
I don't know if it was on the way to the airport or at the airport, but we were talking about how he had this crazy streak, and we're like, oh, well, this year it's good because of injuries and stuff.
Yeah.
And then he's just had these crazy last few games, and now he's right in line. He only needs 251 yards in 3 games. He's more than he could get 150 against the Cowboys this week.
So if he needs about 80 yards or 85 yards per game, basically.
And he'll have it.
Yep.
And I mean, that's very.
I can see him getting 100 yards against the boys.
So yeah, a gunslinger like Baker Mayfield under center.
Oh, yeah.
If Baker Mayfield stays healthy, there's been reports, and we haven't got to it yet, but there's reports that he didn't practice today because of his knee. So
one bad thing about Deron Bland is his stature size. He's not a big guy. Mike Evans is huge. So if Baker Mayfield just throws the ball up to Mike Evans in situations, Mike Evans is going to have that just physical advantage against Deron Bland. So I could see him having a big game.
Look, what's nice about this is we're probably going to see some sort of shootout. You look at Mayfield being sacked or fumbling the ball 12 times and throwing 14 interceptions. One of those is going to be a turnover for the Cowboys, or maybe even 2. And the Cowboys have been turning it on and getting that ball loose. And so it's going to be a fun game. It might be a frustrating one, but I think we're going to see a lot of exciting things. And for that reason, yeah, Evans can easily have another 150-yard game.
Totally.
Because I think it's going to be a lot of passing.
Is it my turn or is it your turn?
You're going to read the first Cowboys. I'm going to read this one, okay?
No, I'm just kidding.
Running back Bucky Irving has similar stats as Rico Dowdle, both getting close to 1,000 yards rushing this season. Irving leads all NFL rookies with 852 rushing yards with 3 games to play and also has 6 rushing touchdowns to lead the team.
He's still on the CanFan big board, crossed out here because we didn't get him on day 3 in round 4 because we traded that pick for a quarterback that's sitting on the bench.
The clipboard quarterback, Trey Lance, $5 million clipboard holder.
Bucky Irving was our 4th pick on that goddamn list there for our day 3 big board. And he's doing it. He's proven in the NFL and everyone else that he can handle it. And that
he would have gone after us. He would have gone after our 4th round pick too.
Yeah, for sure. So the Cowboys could have had him if they didn't trade for Trey Lance.
Bucky Irving in the 4th round.
And he's killing it. He's leading all NFL rookies and they only really started giving him carries. So this is kind of like if he gets 1,000 yards in limited, he's kind of like they said, he's kind of the same as Rico Dowdle. He's only been starting to get utilized within the last 4 games.
Which is nuts.
Well,
It's crazy.
If I would have gone ahead, Anthony, and if I would have drafted Bucky Irvin, we would not have seen Rico Dowdle develop to the player that he
True.
is today.
Which is true, because I'm a big Rico Dowdle fan.
We all like Rico Dowdle.
no, but
And we're
look,
all in for re-signing Rico Dowdle.
Yeah.
me too. But I 100% agree.
You don't want to
With-
re-sign Rico Dowdle?
I do.
Okay.
I do. Rico Dowdle will be the starting running back for the Cowboys next year. That doesn't shy me away from signing someone in free agency
Or drafting.
drafting
Or
someone.
In the 4th round.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Drafting
totally.
a fucking guy in the 4th round this
especially
year.
if you get this.
So the Cowboys are probably
This is Adam.
No,
No,
it's
this
not.
is Ants.
Oh, this is Anthony.
Guys.
I'm fucking up now.
Adam.
Adam's fucking.
Just think of it this way: after when you read,
We're counterclockwise.
yeah,
I got it.
Hang on a sec. Who's reading it right now?
whoever wants to. The Cowboys are probably in the too little, too late mode of their season. Technically, they're still alive in the playoff picture.
Playoffs. We
But
fucking broke this down. Eat me out.
But as far on the outside as you can be, sitting at 6-8, still the performance have been better as the Cowboys have won 3 of their last 4 games, including the 30-14 win over the Panthers last Sunday. All they had to do was beat the Bengals, and they would have been on their own 4-game win streak, and it would have been the battle of the 4-game win streaks. But that didn't happen.
Battle of
And
the quads.
I hate to bring it up again, but that game, the Cowboys had won,
Should have.
and then they said, actually, you know what? We want to be, we don't want as high of a draft pick, but we
Yeah.
want just a bit of a lower draft pick. So we're going to let you guys take
We
this
like-
one, and
we
then we're
like
going
to
to win
look-
out the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Yeah, we like the lower guys. You know, we don't want the higher guys. The Cowboys have been a rather stellar on the road this year, owning a 4-2 record away from AT&T Stadium. But for the games in Arlington, it's been anything but a home field advantage. The Cowboys will look for their second home win of the season against Tampa Bay. Dallas is a 1-6 at home this year, with 2 chances to improve that mark, starting with Sunday night's game versus Tampa Bay.
I do like Sunday night football games. I'm already not going to go to work on
Oh.
I'm
I'm off all week next week, baby.
Yeah,
Let's get litty.
I was gonna work Monday. The site was gonna be open Monday. I'm not going in Monday. Not a chance.
Hey,
we got
crashing
our
here?
Yeah, I'll sleep here. We got our CFB playoffs.
Oh, yeah,
playoffs.
Before in the
yeah.
morning. Rolling into a Sunday night game. No, I'm not working Monday. Not a chance. And Christmas is on Wednesday. Not happening.
Queso?
Oh yeah, queso dip.
You don't you
Ooh.
even say that.
Don't
saying.
you want me,
Babe,
baby?
don't you queso me, babe.
You know what? Actually, sorry. You know,
queso,
I have like a flat of chili, so we could do chili on Sunday.
Ooh.
Chili would be good
Poppy
too.
likey.
Yeah,
Poppy
chili would be
likey.
good.
And garlic bread?
We could do some garlic
I'll
bread.
get the garlic bread.
Okay, bring the garlic bread.
I'm going right.
Yep.
The running game has seen a huge improvement over the last month, with Rico Dowdle setting a
Rico!
career high in rushing in 3 straight games. He has 112 against the Giants on Thanksgiving, followed by 131. Now you're trying to get words in, okay?
Yeah.
131 against the Bengals, and then 149 against the Panthers.
I mean, that is pretty impressive.
that is
that
but,
he's bro-
it's
he's
nice to
broken his-
revisit.
He's broken his career high each
3
week.
games
in a row.
Yeah. The most by any Cowboy running back since 2019.
Thanks, Rico.
Dowdle now has 880 rushing yards and is closing in on the chance to become the first.
With only
undrafted-
one fucking touchdown.
Yeah. He'll be the first undrafted player in team history with 1,000 rushing yards.
Jeez.
He could do
we're,
this.
like we said, we're all on the cheering for Rico to get that one.
I want him to get 1,000. After seeing those 3 numbers, there's a high likelihood, as long as the game goes, they call the game the same that they have those past 3 games, that
Fucking
Rico
better.
goes and gets 120 plus yards.
He only needs to rush for 40 yards in the next 3 games.
Do you think that
to do
he's
it.
doing so well because none of us have a Rico Dowdle jersey?
Probably.
Don't even start. Don't.
Are you
even
going for a
start.
Dowdle jersey?
Not right now,
No.
and not next season.
It's too risky on his last.
If I
year.
get a jersey and the player gets injured again, I can't buy a jersey
I
anymore.
know, man.
Yeah,
It's,
that's
it's,
true.
It's frustrating.
Every week, it seems like a new player has joined a star-studded group on this season-ending injury report. This time, it's Trevon Diggs, who was downgraded to out late last week with a knee injury. As it turned out, Diggs is now needing another surgery on his left knee, the same knee that required ACL surgery last season. Diggs joins players such as Dak Prescott, Zach Martin, DeMarvion Overshone, and potentially DeMarcus Lawrence, who hasn't played since week 4 as high-profile players on IR.
Which nobody,
Well, they left out Deron Bland.
which nobody's fucking talking about how, like,
What
when you-
about Deron Bland?
Well, I-
Where's my guy Deron Bland?
But when you hear people talk about the Cowboys season, no one ever brings up how injuries have plagued, and everyone's like, "Oh, injuries is a thing with the NFL." But if this was happening to any other team, it would be the biggest.
49ers.
Well, the 49ers don't have nearly as many people that it's affecting.
I know. Well, and you probably are correct. I'm just saying I don't know the intricacies of the other teams to know of their big injuries, but I do know 49ers are also going through a rough spell. Maybe not as bad as the Cowboys.
Well, let me tell you this. I was listening to the Locked On podcast, the Buccaneers version on the drive over here, and the guy was complaining about all their injuries.
So everyone's always complaining
about the Buccaneers.
I just think like no matter where you go,
fuck the Buccaneers.
I will say though, in the history of the CanFan reign, this has probably been we've had the most prolific injuries.
This is bad. This
has
bad.
been the worst.
This
season.
is bad.
Even worse than Dak Prescott going down.
The only time I could think that it was close to this was 2015 when Tony Romo and Des Bryant were both out, and I was like, "Holy fuck, that's two like huge high-profile players."
Yeah,
these are all high-profile players. They don't even have Deron Bland or Brandon Cooks on the list.
Yeah,
right. So you had a lot. You have all pros, multiple all pros out. So Micah Parsons missed 4 games.
Yeah, they don't have Micah on there.
He didn't go on IR, but he still missed 4 games. Right.
Yeah.
So those are completely season-changing injuries.
Absolutely. One of in the game that they missed, I don't know which ones it was, but just a victory in one of those losses.
Now it's a different season.
It's a completely different season.
The San Fran game. Don't you think we could have used Deron? Don't you think we could have used Deron Bland and Micah Parsons and Brandon Cooks? In that game?
Yeah. That would have been
with Dak Prescott still playing.
I'm saying the plus minus there is 7 points
for sure. You're hitting something, and then that Nealand wasn't there. They don't have Nealand there. Sam Williams, like there's a lot of injuries for the Cowboys. A lot of very high depth pieces and starters.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you kind of precogged it. One player who missed 4 games at one point this year as well is Micah Parsons.
Micah.
But not only...
But my buddy Youssef already jerked him off 5 times, so...
But he not only returned to action last month, the Cowboys defense has benefited in a major way. Parsons had another multi-sack game last week. We fucking talked about this even. Upping his sack total to 8.5, and since he's returned from injury, the Cowboys lead the NFL in sacks with 24.
Dare I say this season's changed my perspective on Micah a little bit?
No, don't dare it.
Going into this season, I was getting a little sour on Micah.
Yeah, you were.
Agreed.
I was, but I think this stint and a little bit of adversity that he's had to handle, with people kind of getting at him about the podcast thing, then his injury this year, then the team
walking off the field,
with the team not being good, but then still producing and still saying, "Hey, man, we're gonna fight and we're gonna play and we're gonna try to win every."
That's the leader that you kind of want to see. And look, the podcast thing is a little bit difficult because I have my
own podcast.
I do, yes, and so I don't like that there's competition. No, it's the little bit of the old man, curmudgeon, old worldly thing in me where it's like, if you're doing something and you want to be the best at it, it's the Michael Jordan type of, I guess, mentality. If you're doing something you want to be the best at it, you should basically every moment of your spare life should be focused on that, and that's how you become the best. I don't know what Micah Parsons' dreams are, but I do think that things have changed to the point where it's like we don't consume anything the same as we used to 10 years ago. So maybe and I said this before, but it's still something I got to work on. It's like maybe my mind needs to be evolve a little. But the bottom line, Ant, I think that we're getting at is I wouldn't even give a fuck about the podcast. I wouldn't even really know it existed if he was just consistent on the field and didn't have any kind of moments where during the game you're kind of like, or he says something that's like out of pocket, right, for a team. But again, this is the podcast age with these players, and he's not going to stop. I'm not going to ask him to stop.
Stop, but please.
I agree.
Please stop,
There has been a little bit of a turnaround in like where the winds were pushing me.
My perception's changed with Micah.
Yeah. I'm okay with the podcast now until something else bubbles up, I guess.
Yeah, until you lose to some player and you have them like next playoff loss you have, and then you have the other quarterback on your show.
Well, this goes back to us talking about how Micah disappears in the latter part of the seasons. He hasn't shown up in the big games, and possibly with a new defensive coordinator and how he's being utilized, we're seeing a higher production out of Micah Parsons coming through. Like maybe Zimmer is moving him around the field more so than what Dan Quinn was doing. You know, we're still seeing Micah get hold multiple times. So I think like in terms of like what he's having to do on the field, he's still having those battles. But yeah, I've never had a problem with his podcast. I mean, he sits in his room and he does it. It's like an hour a week. It's not like it's a massive thing.
I'm stroking my dick right now.
Yeah, it's either he's J-O-ing or he's fucking doing his podcast. So
Yeah.
but it's the same thing. The old man curmudgeon. It's like you want to solidify like your legacy first, like and then everything. Like look at how Tom Brady has all these other deals coming up after the fact, anyways.
I don't know. There could be some humbleness in it, being like, look, I want to be as best as I can be, but I don't know that I'm going to be a legend. I think Micah Parsons could be on the legend trajectory if he.
Well, he talks that way. I think
Right,
he
but
firmly believes
How
that.
old?
so-
How old do you guys think Micah is? I know I'm just at
24.
close.
25.
25.
Okay.
So
I
mean,
went
he's-
low. I went low because you asked.
Yeah, because
He's almost the same age as my kid.
But 25 is like he's still got a lot of good football left.
He's
in him.
not in his prime.
Think of it. D-Law's 32. Last year was 31. Still playing unreal.
Yeah.
This is still 6 years. You get 6 seasons you're getting from Micah that he could probably even more. I
What
feel
it-
like
My last thing I'll say about Micah here is his next 5 seasons, he needs to just gain as many abilities and skills that he can and tricks of the trade, because what will help him prolong his career is as his speed starts to dwindle, he's still going to be agile. He'll still have speed. Like he'll still be, but you're not going to be that 99 speed. You're going to be more of like a 80 or 89 or something. But it won't matter because you've developed skills where it's like, it's not about beating a guy with just pure fucking speed. Now you've got the twists, the turns, the arm blocks, the slaps.
My issue with Micah, or my issue with him going into the season, was he had 3 chances, 3 seasons where the Cowboys were 12-5 and in very big postseason games. And I can't think of a single play that he made.
He did disappear.
I can't think of a single play that he made to help the Cowboys win in one of those postseason games.
I would
All he needs to do next year is when they're in the same opportunity, get a sack, force a fumble, just do anything, and you're going to be you're already the Cowboys, one of the Cowboys' best players. Do that in the postseason, and you'll be remembered as one of the greatest in Dallas.
Hey yo.
That's Nate Dogg.
That's the real
Nate
Dogg.
But I think sorry, Adam, I think
go for
Micah's first 2 seasons were he was just not didn't realize how long an NFL season was, and then once you get to the playoffs, it goes even longer.
And when you're fighting off 3 guys every single play like that, you're probably getting worn down a lot more than anybody else. Nate Dogg says survey says learn ball. Fun fact,
Learn ball.
Before the podcast, Nate, and I know you're listening right now because you weren't fucking listening to me 3 hours ago. Nate was walking out of Costco and I saw him and I was yelling, Nat, Nat, Nat. Didn't see me. He kept on fucking
Maybe
walking.
because you were saying Nat.
No, I was saying Nate.
Okay.
But he kept on going. I was like, okay, I guess he just doesn't want to talk.
You should have followed a fuck you then.
Yeah, fuck you, Nate.
Okay,
you fuck.
Let's move on.
I think that's it. That's the last one.
Okay, let's get our score predictions and
Whoa,
score predictions.
Hey, relax.
We've been rolling an hour and 45. Let's
Technically, it's an hour and 31.
Okay. Well, let's get to the next segment.
Oh, hang on.
Nate says he's all business at Costco.
Fair enough, man. You gotta go into Costco with war paint on and your fuck you face, basically.
Yeah, you're probably on this one right here. This is our one that we've imploded.
Okay, we're done with that whole notebook, and that's going into the house of the Hall of Fame. Okay.
Take mushrooms and try to read the notes.
Fuck.
They'll take you down.
Looking tough.
We think, you're gonna need a decipher.
Okay, so Anth.
I went first last week.
Well,
Okay.
he wrote you down first here. So
Okay,
you have
I'll
to
go first. So we start with I'm going to start off with a boldie.
Okay. Yeah, let's go bolds first.
I'm going to start off with the boldie. My boldie is that the Dallas Cowboys defense records 8 sacks.
Wow, 8 sacks. And
Oh.
that's
Listen, 8
That's fucking
sacks.
bold.
And I'm not done yet. I'm not done. 8 sacks,
so bold.
2 turnovers, and Baker Mayfield does not throw a touchdown pass.
Is he not playing?
No, I'm doing it. Don't. That's my boldy. Because when it happened, okay, knock me down to 6 sacks. Knock me down to 6 sacks. Just kidding. Keep it at 8.
Okay, look, we're keeping at it. I'm just saying.
I wanted to parlay
This,
it.
it's almost a joke.
We don't hit any of our boldies anyways. I may as well go crazy so that I have a chance here.
Okay.
You almost hit your boldy last week.
No, I didn't. I hit half the sacks I called.
You almost hit your boldy last week.
Micah had 2 of the 4 sacks. How many sacks did the Cowboys defense have last week? 11.
6.
They had 11.
11.
No, I'm kidding. I'm just trying to make my boldy not seem as stupid.
Well, they had 6, I know for sure, because
Definitely.
they've had 6 in a row. So 8's not too far off. And Baker gives up sacks.
Exactly. That's what I mean. They've been giving up
Okay, it's
sacks.
not so bad, but adding
I
on
think-
the
you know
0
what?
TD passes, that negates
That's the boldest.
That's
okay,
the boldest part.
let's get rid of that. I'll just do
Drop that.
I'll do the 2 turnovers, 8 sacks.
I like that. That is
I'll go
much
that.
more probable.
Okay,
But you
so-
know what? It's still visible. So if it does happen,
Yeah, okay. I had to go wild. I had to go buck wild.
Okay, my bold prediction: Cooper Rush is going to throw for over 225 yards, and he's going to have 3 touchdowns.
Nice. That's a good game. Yeah, he had a pretty good game statistically last week too.
Okay, and then
and he throws 3.
I'm parlaying this with Rico Dowdle is also going to have 2 touchdowns, not rushing touchdowns. Just Rico Dowdle is going to get in the end zone twice.
I like it. 2Xing, 3Xing.
2 TDs.
Yep.
No specification. And AJ's going to go with, humans jerked him off. Jerked him off hard. And I need to bring him back up. I think Micah Parsons is going to get his.
Is that why you're holding on to the line right now when you're saying this?
Yeah. I would pull it
It's
off.
Mustafa week.
It is Mustafa week, and I'm excited for that. 3.
Looks good.
3 sacks.
3 sacks for Micah. I'm not done.
It's better than Ants last week of 4.
3 sacks for Micah.
It's actually less.
It's more possible.
3 sacks for Micah, and then I'm going to switch from defense and go to offense. Oh, man, you took Dowdle, too. Okay, Dowdle. He's going to get his 4th 100-yard rushing game in a row.
Is it going to be a career high, or just career high's tough? You need 150 yards.
I'm going to say it's going to be
152.
I'm going to say it's going to be his 2nd highest. It'll be above the 131 that he had against
the Buccaneers
Bengals.
defense is good. They have a good defensive line. They have good linebackers. They have good tacklers. So it's going to be tough to even get 100 yards.
Okay.
I think even just having a 4th consecutive
Timeout. Can I switch the parlay to this? Rico with 150 plus all-purpose yards.
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, that kind of factors into mine. A little bit there, boy. Okay, AJ, now you got to hit the score. Score predict.
Oh, God.
Got to go bingo reverse here.
Okay.
Oh, hang on. Sorry, bandwagon Baba, because she always want to make sure whenever she says something, we post it here. First, I'll say Rolando Rodriguez says Cowboys CanFan bold prediction. Micah gets his first interception with the pick 6. Go Cowboys. Laugh football emoji. Bandwagon Baba says my boldy Rush doesn't fumble.
Yo, Mom, that's insane.
That's crazy. That's crazier than Ant's first one. But also bandwagon.
I hope he doesn't.
Bandwagon Bob, I do want you to notice how, as we get closer to Christmas, Adam starts to, I better bring out bandwagon Bob a little bit more. I'm just saying.
Buttering up Baba. Are you?
I'm just saying.
I know where my roster spot. I know where my depth chart spot is on Baba's team, and I'm fine with it. I'm 9th. I'm the 9th stringer.
I feel like. I'm the 9th stringer. Where does that mean I'm in there?
You're probably like 8, maybe. You could possibly.
I'm a little bit above.
No, you're definitely 10. There's no way you're ahead.
I'm 10.
Yeah, there's no way you're ahead of me on bandwagon Baba's depth chart.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, you're right behind me.
I'm right behind. Handcuffed.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with this. And it's not exciting, guys. 34-31 Dallas Cowboys.
I like that.
I'm just going pure data. I know.
I think that's a pure data one.
It's just pure data. I just need one of us needs to hit. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's been too long.
Yep.
Okay, add.
Okay, I was actually, as I'm.
Are you going to go with mine?
No. But so I'm going to go 36-34 Cowboys.
36.
We talked about it being a gun show. I don't think there's going to be a 40 burger.
How do they
here.
get 36? That's the
Yeah, 36
That's
is
the
a tricky
rub.
one. Unless they go for 2. Cowboys go for 2 at some point.
35, 34 can work.
Cowboys go for 2.
It could work. And
Go,
look,
go.
you know
gotta
what?
go with your first.
You know what? Don't let me fuck you up
Yeah,
because
I can't.
gotta go with the first
That
one.
hit.
that's
that
what
hit,
that's what
that
this
hit me.
is about.
I will figure out before. I'll figure out my. Let me think about it for a second here. I'll tell you how we get it. We get to 36.
Okay.
It's
And
not good
It's
with
easy.
quick math.
5 touchdowns and with one of them going for a 2-point conversion.
Yep. And they would need to do that if there was ever a point in time where they maybe
we're scared they needed to be up by more than a field goal.
exactly.
Oh, now I gotta do the tail of the tape here.
So my score prediction, I'm going opposite. I'm going to stick with my boldy. I'm going to keep it a low scoring game for the Bucks.
Yep.
I'm going to go Bucks at 20. I say low. I'm going to go 24 for the Buccaneers. And I do like your 34 score for the Cowboys, but I'm going to go 31 Cowboys. 31-24 Dallas Cowboys.
Hey, well, as long as we're all on the over, that's what I care about.
I
TBH.
don't think I hit the over there, do I?
Yeah, you got over 50.
Yeah,
It
you're.
was
yeah.
48.5.
Right.
Adam
It was
didn't
over
meet it.
50.
Yeah, we're all
Yeah.
We're all over that.
we're all golden,
We wanna stay-
baby.
Nate Dogg says my boldy is I'm second on her list.
BS,
and
Nate,
then
BS.
Bam Bang and Bob says LOL Nate close but not second.
Learn ball.
Close.
Yeah, close but not second. Nate.
No follow up to my comments. She just lets that slide because she knows 10 is where
I
I
was
am.
going to say, because 10 is where you are.
Your comment, her fucking kin, she didn't even say, no, you're not 9th. She could have said I'm like whatever on that list. She just knows it's
So
accurate.
we're 9 and 10.
9 and 10.
We're not the 9 and 10 boys.
Hey, that's all right. 9 and 10 is better than 11 and 12, I guess.
We're almost like a Cowboys season there, brother.
Guys, we have a full day of football activities on
yeah.
Sunday.
To kick off the holiday fucking season, boys.
Kick off
I'm
the holiday
excited.
season.
Well,
Ugly
this is-
sweater day.
Ugly Sweater Day. The first time
Oh,
that we
yes, right.
because it's the one that we're doing before Christmas.
Right.
The first time we've really been into college football as a group, and we've gotten into it so much that we decided to play the video game. So we're going to be doing that Sunday based on how the CFP playoffs play out.
Yeah, how the playoffs play out.
And then, of course, the Dallas Cowboys versus Tampa Bay Buccaneers game on Sunday Night Football. Come join us. Bring some cold ones to crack with you.
1 hour before. I do like Baker Mayfield and what he's done for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers organization. But if you know Baker Mayfield or you know a family member of his, how about you go ahead and tell them to go fuck themselves?
I was gonna say, find that news reporter guy and tell him to go fuck himself.
Baker, I'm going to hold you down and shave your entire body.
See you Sunday.
Your body.
Sunday.